Part of that funding conversation also includes some of the things that have been raised as a reaction to Sandy Hook and some of the other gun violence that we've seen around the country. The president has proposed increased funding for mental health. I think that's actually very, very important. I've got two brothers who work in the mental health arena, and making sure that there's adequate resources and adequate training to make sure that we're dealing with mentally ill offenders, I think is very, very important. And also school safety grants. There's been a push at the federal level to provide additional funding for school safety, and as the dad of two little girls, I think that makes a heck of a lot of sense. There's other things I can talk about. I know I want to keep it brief. The entire delegation is pushing the administration and have reached out to Attorney General Holder to try to get clarification on the marijuana law. I confess I opposed that initiative, but I think it's important that the will of Washington's voters isn't hamstrung by the ability of the state and the federal government to get on the same page. And so we're pushing the Department of Justice to give us some guidelines as to how exactly that is going to be dealt with. Immigration is hot and heavy right now in the nation's capital. A lot of conversation about efforts to secure the border, trying to improve workplace verification, and the Senate has passed a bill. Now it's in the House's court, and I'm hopeful that you'll see some action there. Let me just end where I began. I got into this because I work in economic development. And the work that the people in this room does is actually one of the most important things when it comes to growing our economy. We always said, working in economic development, that having a safe community is one of those absolutely necessary, not always sufficient, but an absolutely necessary step to growing jobs and growing economic prosperity. So I want to thank every single person in this room for doing what you do, not just to keep us safe, but to ensure that we have vibrant and successful communities.